All right, good morning, folks. Welcome to Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn joining you live from Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains Field here in Bascom, Ohio, for today's matchup between the Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains and the Seneca East Tigers. Once again, Nate Mullins, Greg Kinn joining you on the call. We also have a new member of the Heart of Ohio Sports family joining us today. Connor Roush will be joining us on the call, and Connor is running the camera today. Although you won't see him, you can hear him throughout the broadcast as we have him mic'd up down along the side. Connor, you want to go ahead and chime in here?
Hey guys, how's it going?
There we go. That's Connor Roush down on the sideline, running the cameras for us today. How you doing today, man?
I'm great. I mean, you can't ask for a better day of baseball here.
Absolutely. It's absolutely gorgeous out. Beautiful day for baseball. I mean, with the weather we've had to deal with all season, Greg, we got lucky today.
Oh, it was so beautiful this morning, Nate. I was up at like 7:30, and I was here by 9 o'clock just because it was so nice outside. I just had to be out, went and washed my car this morning. It's a beautiful day for baseball and many other things after that.
So there you have it. In-depth perspective on the weather. But let's talk about the weather report brought to you by Phillips Electric. Right now you're listening to the Your Legacy Federal Credit Union pregame show, watching the pregame show. Let's talk about the weather report, Greg, because once again, we just touched on how beautiful it is, but let's really get into it and let's talk about it.
I mean, sunny skies, Nate, and we're supposed to top out over 80 degrees today.
84 is the high for today. Currently 73 degrees and sunny. Once again, that is your Phillips Electric weather report. I want to thank all of our sponsors for bringing you today's ball game right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. First, let's thank our pregame show sponsor. Once again, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, bringing you the pregame show. Our weather report brought to you by Phillips Electric. Keys to the game brought to you by Ex-Curry Mexican Restaurant. First pitch brought to you by TPC Food Service. Call to the bullpen today will be brought to you by Rogers Flowers. Postgame show brought to you by First National Bank of Sycamore, and the player of the game brought to you by MST Sauce Company. The rest of our sponsors here, we want to thank Carmi's Bar and Grill, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Fiesel's Frame and Collision, Reno's Pizza and Pasta. And we've got two new sponsors to add to the list this week, folks. Benchwarmers Restaurant Delivery and TJ Willie's Fine Foods, as well as Bookmeyer Printing. So once again, proud to have all of these sponsors on board with us throughout baseball season, and most of them throughout football and basketball as well, Greg, as we have picked up a few more legacy sponsors.
Absolutely. Glad to have them on board on the ride with us.
All right, so here, let's talk about the keys to the game brought to you by Ex-Curry Mexican Restaurant. Now, Greg, this is a game that, both of us circled on the calendar at the beginning of the year, and when we looked at both of these teams, Hopewell had a really solid lineup last year, but I don't think anybody saw how good they were going to be, and they are just tearing the cover off the ball right now. I mean, the other day they had a win against St. Joe 13-2, and this is a lineup that has a lot of power from top to bottom. It's a 1 through 9 kind of lineup for Hopewell. Now for Seneca East, a little bit different. They've had kind of an up and down start to the season. They've had some very positive signs, but it's just been kind of one of those starts to the season where, they're just trying to find their way and trying to figure out their identity so far.
And that's the thing about the Tigers, Nate, and other sports that we've watched is sometimes it takes them a minute to find their footing, but when they find it, man, they really get rolling with that.
Absolutely. So we are just about set for the first pitch, but let's talk about the keys to the game brought to you by Ex-Curry Mexican Restaurant. Greg, what do you think on a beautiful day like today? What is the key? I mean, if you're either one of these teams, what are you thinking when you're coming into a game like this?
Well, you got to play mistake-free today because both of these teams will take advantage of any errors, opportunities they have to put more points on the board. The good thing is, though, Nate, since this is a morning game, the sun will be behind those outfielders, so they won't be blinded when the ball comes out there to them.
There you go. So mistake-free baseball is the key today for your keys to the game, brought to you by Ex-Curry Mexican Restaurant. Any other thing you could think of? I mean, today the ball's going to travel. It's going to travel really well. You got a little bit of a wind blowing right to left right now, but I mean, it's not really too windy to speak of. Beautiful day, and it's warm, so the ball's going to carry a little bit.
Absolutely.
So expect to see some firepower today.
Oh, yeah.
All right, folks, that's your keys to the game brought to you by Ex-Curry Mexican Restaurant in the Tiffin Mall. And we're still here in the pregame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We can touch on this one a little bit. Let's see, we're about 1 minute away, actually, from first pitch here, brought to you by TPC Food Service. So before we get to that, Greg, we've got a little bit of breaking news, I guess, Heart of Ohio sports related. So, over the last couple of weeks, I've been kind of searching and trying to find a spot that we can utilize for a studio space. Because as you know, we want to do a podcast, we want to have a morning show, we want to have different elements, not just local sports, but also, expand out and kind of, add a little bit more value to
Grow
our
the
production.
brand.
Exactly, grow the brand. So we're looking for this studio space. I found one. Happened to find a spot thanks to a friend of mine. Hooked me up with a, let's say a contact, if you will. And I got in touch with him. Saw the space. Absolutely perfect. Fits exactly what we need. And it's a first floor location. Me having a studio apartment downtown, hauling gear up and down 3 flights of stairs, let's say after about 7 games, it's getting old.
Hey, man, even when I have to come over to do work, hauling myself up and down those stairs is a lot of work. So I'm excited as well.
We have a studio location secured. Going to sign the lease today as soon as the broadcast is over. As a matter of fact, this is actually a double header today between Hopewell and Seneca East, but we're only going to be here for the first game because of that. I have to leave right after that first game. We're going to sign the lease for the studio space. So as of later today, we will have a physical location for Heart of Ohio Sports. 193 South Washington Street is the address. So
Yeah, I'm excited.
absolutely. All right, we're just about set for the first pitch, brought to you by TPC. And first pitch coming up now from TPC Food Service. But before we do that, we'll have the national anthem.
Before today's contest, let's meet the starters, beginning with your chieftains. The left fielder.
And we'll join the announcer for the
Hoover.
starting lineup.
In center field, number 13, King McDonald. The right fielder, number 21, Joe Colatriglio. At third base, number 3, Tyson Swanigan. The shortstop, number 12, Cohen Sandoval. At second base, number 2, Devin Folder. The first baseman, number 26, Jason Smith. Behind the plate, number 11, Ashton Bohr. And on the mound for your chieftains, number 22, Tyler Fidelli. And now the starters for the visiting Tigers, leading off at shortstop, will be number 9, Aiden Hines. Batting second, third base, number 7, Keegan Shoup. Batting third, at left field, number 33, Aiden Fritz. Batting fourth, the pitcher, number 11, Brendan Hines. Batting fifth, at first base, number 10, Mason Foose. Batting sixth, at second base, number 2, Cooper Steele. Batting seventh, the catcher, number 3, Jake Bowerman. Batting eighth, the right fielder, number 8, Alex King. And batting ninth, in center field, number 6, Graham Gibbs. Good luck to both teams.
All right, we seem to be having some issues with our main cam, so as for now, we'll give you the sky cam perspective. We will be bringing you the main camera shortly. Trying to work out some issues here. New setup, bringing new cameras into the mix always brings new technical, I won't say difficulties, just new obstacles. We'll call them obstacles. Once again, thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports for the pregame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Nate Mullins and Greg Kinn on the call. We got Connor Roush manning the cameras for us along the sideline. The baseline, I should say, not sideline. Huh. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that's not. Should not be Odd. It's on. Very odd.
Leading off for the Tigers, shortstop number 9, Aiden Hines.
All right, well, while we get that worked out, leading off for Seneca East, shortstop Aiden Hines. And that first pitch in there for a strike. And we're underway here at Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains Field here in Bascom, Ohio. That one in there for a strike on the outside corner. 0-2 the count. Aha, I found the issue. I have found our issue. Here we are. And now, let's see if it works now. Still no feed. Makes no sense. Okay. Well, we have a Skycam perspective for now. All right, as we try to sort this out. And on a full count, pitcher blows it by him. Strike 3. So a first out, strikeout. Starting pitcher, Tyler Fideli. That one a little high. Keegan Shoup. S-H-O-U-P. I want to say Shoop, but it's not. It's Shoup. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Shoup swings right through it. That one in there for a strike. Fastball on the inside corner. 1-2. And a swing and a miss. Strike 3. 2 straight strikeouts to start the game.
Now batting
for Tyler Fideli.
Number 33, Caden Fritz.
Now batting for the Tigers, number 33, Caden Fritz. That one in the dirt. 1-0 the count. One and one the count now. Still trying to figure out our 4K camera issues, but I don't know what's going on with it. It just doesn't want to recognize the signal.
I'm plugged right into the camera.
Huh. That just does not make any sense. Brand new cords, brand new everything. It just doesn't want to talk to us. 2-1 the count. That one slapped to the second baseman. Fields it cleanly and throws over to first for the third out of the inning. Top of the first, Tyler Fideli makes short work of the Seneca East lineup, striking out 2. Now we're headed to the bottom of the first. No score here at Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains Field. Let's see what we can do here. It just does not want to show up, does it?
No, I don't understand why.
It doesn't make any sense.
We've done a couple of these games now, the same setup each way.
Exact same setup.
Maybe if our cameraman wants to try to power the camera off and the back on, see if that helps.
Yeah, Connor, if you don't mind, there's a small power button on the inside, right around where the faceplate folds out. Just hold that down until it powers off, and then power it back on if you would. We'll see if that helps. You know, that's the universal fix-all for most technical problems. Turn it off, turn it back on. Did you try unplugging it and plugging it back in? Once again, thanks for tuning in on this beautiful Saturday morning here at Hopewell-Loudon Chieftains Field. Nate Mullins, Greg Kinn on the call. Connor Roush down along the third baseline, manning the cameras. All right, let's see. Is it going to talk to us? Nope. Nope, he just wants to act like he's not there for whatever reason. I don't know what's going on. See if we can maybe add a new source
We're
here.
going to try that. It's worth a shot. There's no reason we should have to, but, you know, nothing ever makes sense, so.
Yeah, that's true, Greg. That's very true. No, see, it's still not wanting to. It's like there's no source there for whatever reason.
So weird. I'm wondering if it's our link piece then.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense. But yeah,
Because I've tried about 3 different cords now.
well, the only thing that I can say is when we first started this game, I did have it plugged into the wrong input. But I've since changed the input,
Right, and it really shouldn't matter.
and that shouldn't really matter. All right, leading off for Hopewell-Loudon here in the bottom of the first, center fielder Kane McDonald. That one in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Brandon Hines on the mound for Seneca East. Here's the 2-1. That one fouled straight back over our heads.
Barely caught a piece of that one there.
This is baffling because it was working before the game. We tested it. It was working. That's why I was like, well, it shouldn't be the input, but I guess I'll switch
Right.
it, but that didn't help either. Well, thank goodness for our Skycam.
Yeah, I mean, the signal was working even to the monitor down there, so I'm not really sure why it's not.
And that one slapped into right field, but that one's going to get out of play and foul off to the right side. Once again, this one fouled off to the left side and into the batting cages. Three and two the count. And that one hit right to the first baseman, and he's going to tag the runner out. The runner tried to make a little deke move to get out of the way of the tag there, but
Yeah, you never know, man.
that is the first out of the inning.
Batting your third baseman, number 3, Tyson Swanigan.
Third baseman Tyson Swanigan up next for the Chieftains. That went outside for a ball. That went in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. One out. Still no score here in the top or bottom of the first. That went outside. 2-1 the count. And that one hit into right field. Second baseman retreats into the grass and makes the play.
Now batting your catcher, number 11, Ashton Bohr.
Ashton Bohr, catcher, batting third. Bohr gets a hold of that one, drives it deep left field, back, and that one hits off the fence. Thought it was gone, but just a little too short there.
Now batting your left fielder, number 8, Eric Hoover.
He got a hold of that one. Squared it up real nice. Drove that one, split the outfielders. And Ashton Bohr in there with a 2-out double. Up next, Eric Hoover, the left fielder. Hoover slaps that one back up the middle, right to the shortstop. Throws over to first and gets the out. And that's the final out of the first inning.
At the end of 1, your Chieftains 0, the Tigers 0.
Top of the second coming up. Due up for the Tigers, the pitcher, Brandon Hines. Mason Foose. And Cooper Skeel. Those are your next 3 up for Seneca East. I want to remind all of our listeners, Benchwarmers is one of our new legacy sponsors. They have joined us as a legacy sponsor that'll be joining the sponsor list. But they're also joining us as a partner, as they are now going to be streaming our broadcasts live in restaurant. So make sure if you're in the area, maybe you heard about this on the broadcast, make sure you tell those guys at Benchwarmers that you're really looking forward to seeing some high school baseball in the restaurant, as they're going to be broadcasting our YouTube channel whenever we have games. Really excited to partner with Brandon and all the fine folks at Benchwarmers. They have a location in both Bellevue and Tiffin, and I can't say enough about their food, because, I mean, I'm a food guy. If you take one look at me, you can tell I'm a food guy. And I don't like the word foodie because that's just a dumb word, and, I mean, yeah. I just like food. Everybody loves food, but I really love food. And Benchwarmers is a great place to go get some quality food. When you talk about fresh-made ingredients, locally sourced, they make all their own wing sauces in-house. Everything's made fresh. They make fresh hand-cut fries. It's definitely something that drew me to them initially, was the freshness and the quality of their ingredients. But the more I deal with them, the more I do business with them. It's just a great people, just a great group of people to do business with. Brandon and all the great people at Benchwarmers. Once again, one of our new legacy sponsors. Aha. So here we go. We figured it out. Greg figured it out, I should say. So hopefully we'll have our 4K camera up and running soon, as Greg is working on that. Our technical extraordinaire. He wears many hats. The 0-2, down low. Hines with a good eye. Watches that one go by. Two and two, as that one was in the dirt. That one outside, 3-2. So Hines, nice job working his way back into this at bat. Down 0-2, now full count. 2 down. Actually, no, nobody down. And that one in the dirt. So Hines with a nice job after falling behind 0-2. Draws himself a walk.
Now batting the first baseman, number 10, Mason Foose.
So a leadoff walk for Hines. Brings up Mason Foose. Foose fouls this one off to the right. You know, I was thinking about that when I threw it down. I'm like, well, how are we going to drop that one down? Perfect. And we'll get this figured out. Source. Yeah, that would make sense.
I didn't know they were labeled like that.
Yeah. Now we do.
Now batting the second baseman,
There are
number 2.
specific ends to our... I don't want to drop it on somebody. There's somebody right below me, isn't there? You got it? All right, we're good. All right. Sorry about the technical difficulties, folks, but I appreciate you bearing with us as we work our way through. And now the bases are loaded and nobody's out here in the top of the second. Jake Bowerman up to bat now for Seneca East. As Tyler Fideli has worked himself into a little bit of a jam here. That's an out as they got the lead runner. Hines, smart play as they come home with it to get the lead runner. And it stays a scoreless ball game. That's about the best case scenario you can have there. Bases loaded, nobody out. They come home and get the force at the plate. Now, let's see if we can bring our 4K camera into the action here as let's see what that camera looks like. Hey, there we go.
Success.
And we are good to go.
You should be able to hear us, so. Maybe. Maybe not.
Connor, you can hear us down there, right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Cool.
So we have the camera feed now. We're good to go. Our 4K feed is up and running well. If we can just get rid of those chain links, but still have the same protection, that'd be great.
Yep, I've tried to get inside before, but they won't let it happen. That we don't want to smash our camera either. So.
Truth. And they look back the runner. Bases loaded. 1 out. 1-1 the count. Fideli worked himself into a little bit of a jam here. See if he can get out of it. Swing and a miss. Ooh. That was a big pitch right there. Throws it right by Alex King. The 1-2. In there, strike 3 called.
Ooh.
That was a big out.
Now batting the center fielder, number 6, Graham Gibbs.
Wow. You're going to talk about pressure situation right there. Bases loaded, nobody out. Now Tyler Fideli worked himself into an advantageous situation now. A little bit of breathing room here.
Yeah.
2 outs. Bases still loaded, but ball on the ground. Keep it in play. You got to force it any bag. So 1-0 the count. 2 down. Bases loaded. Fideli fires that one in there for a strike. That one outside. 2-1 the count. And a swing and a miss. Strike 2.
That's where you got to take advantage of the situation here, where you know the batter's going to be a little aggressive. He wants that huge homer, send everybody in for the score.
That's right. That one high. Full count now. Graham Gibbs. Runners go. That one outside, and that's going to be a walk with the bases loaded, so he walks in a run. All things considered, though, could have been a lot worse.
Now batting the shortstop, number 9, Aiden Hine.
That was one of those situations where you're just going to put the ball where he's not going to be able to put that ball anywhere. Essentially, you're going to pitch to contact in that situation, or you're going to pitch it out and tell him, hey, you're going to swing at my bad pitch, or you're just going to take the base. They don't mind giving the walk up there because what they're trying to do is they're trying to get that batter to chase. Good eye there by Gibbs. Draws the walk. Walks in a run. 1-0 the score. Seneca East leading. That one gets by the catcher all the way to the backstop. Another run will score.
Sneaks right in there.
Now 2-0 your score.
Can't see the mouse.
There it is. There it
Oops,
goes.
I'm messing this all up here. Here we go. Sorry. And
Yep.
eh,
Buttons are working.
there we go.
3-1 the count. There's a lot of things that we're still trying to work out here, and this is why, we're excited about covering baseball. Swing and a miss. Threw it right by him. We're excited about covering baseball, Greg, but this is a new venture for us. So it allows us to kind of work out some of the kinks with this setup, with this system.
It's a learning process for sure, but it's a fun learning process.
Absolutely. That one outside. So a walk will load the bases once again. It's Tyler Fideli having a little bit of a control issue now here in the second inning after making short work of the Tigers in the first.
It was really short work. By the time I got that chord figured out, it was the second inning.
Exactly. That one inside. 1-0 the count. Top of the second, 2-0 your score. Seneca East leading. They have the bases loaded with 2 down. Keegan Schaup at the plate. Throw over to third. Runner back safely. That one high. 2-0 the count.
Ooh.
That one behind the batter. I'm going to say it hit the batter, actually, so.
I think it skipped right off his back.
That will score another run.
Now back
Makes
to
it
left
3-0
fielder,
your score, Seneca East.
Caden Fritz.
And all 3 runs scored by way of walk or hit batter. It's been a rough second inning here for Fidelli, but we got a call to the bullpen here as coaching staff wants to talk things over, and rightfully so. Our call to the bullpens are brought to you by Rogers Flowers. And Greg, we'll just talk about this one as they're not going to make a pitching change, but just a little visit.
Yeah, give him some confidence.
Yeah.
Get him calmed down a little bit. You know the situation here.
Once again, that was a call to the bullpen brought to you by Rogers Flowers. 2 down. 3-0 your score, Seneca East with the lead, and they are at the plate with bases loaded. Time called by the batter. Fritz steps out of the box, collects himself. Caden Fritz, the batter. Batting third today for the Tigers. That one fouled off to the right.
Get a little piece of that one there. He wants the whole thing, though.
Yeah.
You can tell he's chomping at the bit.
Fidelli comes set. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2. And quickly, Fritz down in the count. After that mound visit, Fidelli seems to be really locked in now. Let's see if he can get out of this. That one fouled off to the right. It stays 0-2. Might have had a hit and run situation on there. The 0-2. Fritz gets a hold of it, and that one is going to be fielded by the shortstop for the third out of the inning, but Seneca East plates 3. They take a 3-0 lead into the bottom of the second. Nate Mullins, Greg Kinn here, joining you live from Hopewell-Loudon Chieftain Stadium. Right next to Hopewell-Loudon Chieftain Stadium. We are at the field.
Baseball's still new to us.
Well, you know, I've been wanting to call baseball for a long time.
At least you said good morning and not good afternoon.
This
good
is
evening.
this is correct. This is correct. Everything that we had going on, I still remembered to say, hey, this is Saturday morning here. So,
Almost caught me off guard. I was like, wait, what? Oh, yep.
once again, thanks.